Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary, coming to you live today from the Track by Track studios on the first official day of summer, June 21st, 2023. And of course, summer is the time that we all start thinking about the big summer music festivals. Last weekend actually was the Bonnaroo Festival, so that's one of the biggest ones of the year, and there's many others still to come. Whenever I think about music festivals, I always think back to me, feels like the original summer music festival in modern times anyway, and that would be Lollapalooza. I actually was fortunate enough to be at the very first Lollapalooza concert ever, and I've got the t-shirt to prove it right here. It's a little worse for wear over the years, but check out the incredible lineup that we had for this show back in the day. Jane's Addiction, Susie and the Banshees, Living Colour, Nine Inch Nails, one of my favorites, Ice-T with Body Count was there, Butthole Surfers, and Rollins Band. I mean, what an amazing lineup. And, you know, funnily enough, looking at all of those great acts that were on the bill for that show, two of them are actually coming to my town here in the months ahead. Living Colour is going to be here as well as Henry Rollins. So, wow, that feels like a really big full circle music moment for me, the opportunity to see those acts again. But the festival that I wanted to touch upon today that's really caught my attention is a brand new kind of retro music festival that's coming up in November, actually. It's still 6 months away, and that is the newly announced Darker Waves Festival. Now, Darker Waves looks to be kind of a clone of the Cruel World Festival that you may have remembered. That took place, the second one of those took place here in May of this year, and then the first one, of course, took place the year before that. Pretty impressive lineups, actually, for those. If you take a look at the lineup that we had for Cruel World for 2023 this year, Susie Sue from Susie and the Banshees making her return to the stage after, I want to say it was almost 20 years. Iggy Pop, co-headliner for that. I think Billy Idol ended up canceling his performance, if I'm not mistaken. Love and Rockets, I've seen them before. They're awesome live. Echo and the Bunnymen, they do tour quite a lot, actually, and we'll be seeing their name a little bit more here. Adamant, Human League. Molchat Doma is a newer band from Russia, actually, that's been getting a lot of buzz lately, and I believe they actually played at Bonnaroo as well. They're kind of sound like Joy Division, actually, to my ear. Lots of great acts on the bill from Cruel World in 2023, but I think actually the bill from the year before, 2022, was even more impressive. We had Morrissey for the headliner, followed by the Bauhaus Reunion, Blondie, Devo, there's Echo and the Bunnymen again, Psychedelic Furs, Violent Femmes, The Church, English Beat, Public Image Limited, The Damned. Lots and lots of great music on the bill there. So, as I mentioned, we've got the new festival coming up here that's very similar in tone to the ones that I just showed you there from Cruel World. The Darker Waves Festival is actually going to be the darker, I think a little bit more gothy, and Waves, of course, calling to mind the new wave sort of music that they're going to be featuring there. Although a couple of the big name acts that are going to be on the bill, I wouldn't necessarily call darker wave types of acts. But take a look at the website here for Darker Waves. Huntington Beach, California, Saturday, November 18th. So, like I said, we're still about 6 months away from this, and pre-sales for this show haven't even started yet. But check out the lineup for this concert. New Order and Tears for Fears, kind of the co-headlining acts there. Amazing bands there. And, of course, a lot of you have probably seen Tears for Fears. I'm sure I've heard a lot of people feedback on seeing them on their Tipping Point tour. And New Order, who very recently were on a co-headlining tour with Pet Shop Boys, which would have been amazing to see as well. So what a great pair of headline acts for this festival. But that's not all. I mean, take a look at some of these other acts here. Big names from the new wave, predominantly of the 80s. B-52s, who can't seem to finish up their. They keep saying that they're on their their farewell tour, but here they are booking a show as late as November of this year. Echo and the Bunnymen once again showing up on the bill for this concert. Devo, I think we saw them on the Cruel World list as well. Soft Cell, Psychedelic Furs, we saw them before. Human League, OMD, Violent Femmes we saw before. She Wants Revenge, a little bit cheating here. She Wants Revenge is really more of a 2000s era band, actually. I think they formed in 2004, but very much in that new wave kind of sound, a little bit of the darker Depeche Mode kind of sound to She Wants Revenge music. Cardigans, kind of a one-hit wonder band there. Once again, Molchat Doma shows up on the bill here. X is another great band. And English Beat, again, we saw them on the Cruel World lineup. Many of the other acts that we see here, I think, are maybe some newer acts that I'm not as familiar with, that are in more of that, like I said, gothic new wave sort of tone, inspired by that sound of the 80s. Clan of Zymox, actually, that's for sure one of those 80s dark wave kinds of bands there. So they'd be pretty cool to see. Although out on Huntington Beach seems like the wrong setting for that type of music. So really a pretty impressive lineup for this concert. I don't think I'm likely to be making a trip out to California to check this out. That's a long ways to go for even an amazing bill like this. And note, it's just a one-day concert right now. It's currently only scheduled for November 18th, Saturday, November 18th. But I would be willing to bet they've probably got either the Sunday, the next day is November 19th, already booked, and they're waiting to see how ticket sales go for this, or possibly even the following weekend. So if this particular festival ends up remaining a single-day fest, I'll be very surprised by that. But let's take a look again at some of the details for this festival in terms of like ticket prices, because really some interesting things to note here. I haven't been really to any of the festivals in a lot of years, and so what we're looking at here, to me, some of the pricing and the things that it includes were a little bit shocking. But for those of you that have been to Bonnaroo's or Primavera Sound or even Lollapalooza in recent years, these are probably in line with what you're expecting. Here's the general admission tickets starting at $199. So what do you get for your $199? As you would expect, it's general admission tickets. You can see all the performances on multiple stages. They get food choices from regional and local vendors, bars, concessions, official band merch, festival merch, free water stations, and more. So basically the $199, I think, just gets you in the door. Now, it's a pretty steep jump to go from general admission to general admission plus here, $199 on up to $355 for general admission plus. So what are the bonuses we get for that? Again, just get you in the door, the food and bars and concessions and things like that. Here's the big one. Air-conditioned restrooms. You're getting air-conditioned restrooms for that premium price, plus a dedicated entry lane at the main entrance, so maybe you won't be waiting as long outside to get in if you pay the extra money, almost $150 more for that. Air-conditioned restrooms and the dedicated entry lane. Let's move on down to the VIP tickets, though. These are $565. What do you get for your money there? Again, entry to the venue, air-conditioned restrooms, dedicated lane, charging stations. I guess that could be a big one for you if you're looking for a place to charge your phone while you're there. Also, this could be a big deal. Preferred viewing area by the main stage. So that's pretty cool. You are going to get, it's still like a general admission type of situation there. There's no seats at this festival, I don't think, but they will have this reserved area by the main stage for the people who bought the VIP tickets. But what if VIP is not enough for you? What if you feel like you need to be the ultimate VIP for $1,750? Okay, what do you get for that kind of coin? All right, so access to elevated and unobstructed views of both main stages with shaded open lounge seating. That could be pretty nice in that type of setting there. Dedicated Ultimate VIP entrance, re-entry privileges. So if you're staying someplace nearby, I guess you could come and go. I'm not sure why you would for a one-day festival. Private cash bar and cocktail service. They're going to give you some drink vouchers and a meal voucher to use while you're there. You get a official festival T-shirt that you can pick up while you're there, while supplies last. Dedicated VIP concierge team. Here's the one that amused me, I think, the most. Dedicated flushable restroom facilities. So if flushable restrooms are a priority to you, you may want to be an ultimate VIP. Flushable restroom facilities. And it also tells you a lot about what the facilities are going to be if they're anything less than the ultimate VIP. All right. There's also lockers available with this level of ticket sale to store your personal items, charging stations once again, and then all the perks of the regular VIP ticket holders as well. So, wow, that's $1,750 per person for the ultimate VIP experience. They've also got some hotel and ticket packages that you can take a look at out here for $550 per person that gets you a hotel stay as well as VIP tickets. A lot of the same kind of perks there. I'm presuming that they've got hotels nearby to make it easy for you, and either they provide transportation to the festival or maybe it's even walkable. I'm not even sure. I've never been to this particular area of California. You guys, if you're familiar with the Huntington Beach area, you'll have to let me know what that's like. But anyway, here we go. This is Darker Waves with New Order, Tears for Fears, and a whole bunch more great new wave acts on the bill. Really an impressive lineup, and definitely one that I would be excited to see if I lived in that area. I might pop for tickets for this. Is it worth traveling for? Well, your mileage may vary quite literally on something like this. As impressive as this lineup is, one of the things that it really calls to mind for me is back in 2018. Do you guys remember the Desert Trip Festival? This was, to me, one of the most impressive festivals I think we've ever seen, and I'm not even sure that we'll ever see something like this repeated. Remember this? A 3-day festival with the Rolling Stones and Bob Dylan on Friday night, Paul McCartney and Neil Young on Saturday, and Roger Waters and The Who on Sunday. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. They did it over the span of 2 weekends. They repeated the bill on both weekends with all of those amazing acts. And, note something as we look at that lineup for that festival. No other bands listed. We don't have, at least it didn't list a smaller stage with a lot of smaller bands from that era. So this really was focusing on these big, huge name, stadium size acts pairing up on each of those nights. So that's pretty impressive. Again, I didn't get to go to that. If any of you guys managed to go to the Desert Trip Festival back in 2018, I'd love to hear your comments about it as well. And what do you think about Darker Wave? Is this something that's appealing to you? Do you think you'd be willing to travel to go to a festival like that to see New Order, Tears for Fears, B-52s, Devo, and all those other amazing new wave acts, the acts that I grew up listening to that kind of defined alternative music for me in that particular era? Or do you live in the California area and be able to very easily attend? Do you think that the price tag on this particular festival is appropriate for what you're getting and all the acts that you get to see there? Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Plus, check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And, of course, be sure to subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.